You guys, like, by my count, so in 9 losses, and over half of the losses that you guys have had, you guys have had double-digit leads, and you won this game, but you also had a double-digit lead. And is that a concern for you guys? And what do you do about it?
I think it comes in maturity, and the Hornets is a team that also gets down early and usually comes back, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. I think it's the way we play. We gotta remind ourselves that it's natural when you get up 20 to kind of relax a little bit, but we have to remind ourselves, remind each other to keep playing the right way. I thought we kept playing the right way. We just missed a lot of open shots. Some nights it's gonna happen. I don't feel like we let down at any time defensively. Terry Rozier got hot, made a few tough shots. That's gonna happen. But yeah, except the second quarter, I thought the ball was moving pretty well the whole game. So I like the way we kept playing, and I like the way when we got down one, with 3 minutes left, we kept playing the right way, kept trusting each other, and we were able to make the shots and make the right play at the right time.
Career high, 15 free throws made and 16 attempts. Quinn was talking about how you were finishing, how he was impressed by you finishing strong, of course, putting down their possession, of course, and the value. What was it for you down there?
Yeah, I think I could have had a few more N1s. I missed a few more easy stuff, but yeah, I'm just confident. I've been putting a lot of work on the free throws over the years, so every time I shoot, I shoot to make it. And tonight I got an opportunity to get to the line a lot, so it was great.
When you say that you've put in a lot of work over the years, what does that work at the free throw line look like? Is it just reps, or how has your shot changed?
I mean, we've changed a little bit my form. Started like about more than a year and a half ago. So it was a process. We kind of had to break it down to rebuild it, and now I'm feeling much more comfortable. And I think it's only going up. From now, like I can feel. I don't know what you can see better than I can probably feel it, but yeah, I've been feeling better from the line.
When you kind of have more confidence at the line, is it easier to kind of be aggressive finishing? Just because if you get fouled, it's like I'll still get 2 points.
I've always been that mindset. I've never been scared to get to the line. Some guys have that mindset. I've never had that mindset. I've always. Sometimes I'm actually looking for the foul more than actually looking to score. So I need to, go try to score every time and keep playing with force. And if they're gonna foul me, I gotta punish them at the line, and it changes the game. They try to foul me, they get fouls, and we get points on the line. So it's especially in the playoffs, it's something that is very important.
Talking about how when they switch, you're trying to seal down low. You kind of got to choose between whether you're giving your passer a target or trying to seal down low like this. How are you kind of playing that, and kind of what's the feel there in terms of like getting the ball out?
Yeah, I think it's mostly about my balance. Make sure I don't. If I'm fighting with my arms, obviously if they throw the ball, I can catch it. I think about the last few games this year, this season, I think and especially with the summer over in Tokyo in the Olympics, I've got a lot better at taking position, and now it's just it's just a matter of making sure that when my teammates throw it, they can have confidence that I'm gonna catch it and I'll get fouled, like it happened tonight. But yeah, just keep giving my teammates, my coaches confidence, and when I get it, it's usually a foul or bucket. So it's I put a lot of work to be able to do that, and I know that it's key for us. Teams have been switching against us, and for us we have to keep having that mindset of punishing the switch, whether it's with the drive or it's using our bigs. And I think we got 2 dominant bigs that can really punish them on the switches.
What was going wrong for you guys, other than maybe just missed shots when Charlotte was on that 22 run, and what did you guys turn around and finish?
once again, there are some games when I feel like we really get comfortable defensively or we let down. Tonight, I mean, maybe we let Terry Rozier make a few shots, but I feel like we were right there. You know, we were guarding him. He's a tough shot maker. Sometimes he's gonna get hot. That plus, you know, we had a few long rebounds, a few turnovers. But yeah, you know, turnovers are gonna happen sometimes, as long as we lock in the next possession and we don't get like 2 or 3 in a row and give them fast break points, layups. You know, I think it's part of the game. But I thought we kept moving the ball, we kept sharing the ball, and we got open shots, you know, from guys that are 40% 3-point shooters. You know, so it's we gotta live with that.
Was there someone specifically that was working with you on your free throw when you're talking about like breaking it down and then building it back up?
So yeah, I got my coach, Fernando. I've been working with for a little less than 2 years. So yeah, it's been great. You know, I've been working out of my house at night. You know, and yeah, it's been. I can feel I can feel more and more comfortable. So it's. I know how important it is for me to take another step, and also, you know, like if I'm on the ball, I got to be able to knock down the free throws, and you know, it's key, especially in the playoffs.
Rudy, Rudy, you guys had 22 offensive rebounds, 22 second chance points, and the offensive boards were pretty much spread out through the roster. What can you say about the collective effort of getting to the offensive glass?
It's been a point of emphasis for us. You know, we know that teams are usually bringing like 2 or 3 guys to box me out, and you know, if we're able to get a rebound or even tip it out of bounds, you know, like it keeps the other team from running. So it's either, you know, we always say no purgatory. It's like either we sprint back or we crash, we go to the balls, but no in between. And I keep telling the guys to, yeah, when I go and there's like 3 guys try to box me out, like it leaves some openings for those guys. And Royce is a great rebounder. I think Donovan, when he does, like he's a great rebounder. Bojan, Rudy Gobert, obviously. You know, all those guys. The only one that has a pass is Joe. We just tend to run back. But everybody else, even Mike, can grab a few. You know, so yeah, it's huge. You know, I think it's very deflating for the other team when we get a shot and we miss and we get another rebound and then we kick it out, we get another 3 or a dunk. You know, it's a huge part of what we do, and I think that's why we've been even better offensively.
I had a jacket, but I decided to wear the T-shirt.
You should have wore the jacket. That's the one.
I had to show this one off. This is fire.
You should definitely take fashion advice from him too.
Hey, top notch. You know what I'm saying? You dress well. You know, I be seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing? Oh, great.
Those couple of turnovers in the fourth quarter, and then Charlotte took the lead. Those are also on like opportunities that you guys are going to have to kind of push a little bit. And then Quin takes that timeout. What needs to be said in that moment?
Honestly, after the past 2 games, nothing. It was real quick. It was just like, let's just fix it. Really wasn't much to say. We knew. I think the outlet that Rudy threw, you know, just being vigilant, and then Bojan's an aggressive turnover. Can't really complain about that. You know, we had numbers. He drove and tried to attack, and you lost the ball. Those things happen, you know, but it's how you respond. Like I said, like I've been saying, you know, how do we respond from that? And, you know, you saw what we did after that. We called a timeout, regathered ourselves, and locked back in. Got to give them credit. They came back from last night they got beat pretty bad, you know, and to come in here and then have the same thing happen, they could easily just let us do the same, but they came back and fought and competed, and, you know, we didn't make shots, but we played well. I think we played solid. We turned the ball over, had some mishaps, but we did a lot of good things, you know, even though the shots didn't fall. But, you know, for us to come out with the victory the way we did, I think we're all happy with it.
Kind of jumping off that, I guess. I mean, the ball movement, like all of that felt good. Was it just a case of shots not falling?
Yeah, shots didn't go in. Typical shots, you know, missing layups, missing floaters, missing threes. And we got to where we wanted. They played zone. We were able to break it and get into the paint. But, you know, sometimes the shot doesn't go in. You just got to step up on the defensive end and it's tough when you're missing shots and they're hitting tough shots. You know, when we're missing and they're hitting tough shots, that's tough for morale. You know, I think it's tough as well because you're sitting there just like, man, like, you know, I feel like it's just happening over and over again. But you know, being mentally tough, mentally strong, and being able to execute and down the stretch like we did, I think was huge.
Is it a little weird to have a game where you guys shoot as poorly as you did, and to have like universally everyone that comes in here say we played really well tonight?
I mean, yeah, because I don't think, you know, you can dictate a performance off of made shots. You know, we've kind of been that way because we have been shooting the ball well recently. It's been easy for us. It's been, you know, blowouts. I wouldn't say blowouts, but it's been 15, 16-point wins. You know, we're up a lot. You know, so for us, I mean, obviously losing the last two, if you take the last two out of it, you know, we were making a lot of shots and executing well. So for us to have a game like this, where we're up a lot, not making shots, they're making tough ones. They're finishing getting tip-ins, like off loose balls and stuff like that. You know, you can easily, like I said, you can kind of go left and just be like, man, like it's just a compounding. I wouldn't even call it a mistake. It's just compounding thing after thing. But we didn't do that. You know, we were able to go in and continue to execute, do what we do, and, you know, trust in each other.
Third ranked offense in the league in Charlotte, and I mean, what did you guys do well against them defensively too?
Just made it tough. Royce and Mike, I think, did a great job. I will give them credit, you know, making it hard on LaMelo, and Terry ended with 19, or 17, whatever. But you know, keeping them fairly quiet, you know, throughout the whole game because they're very talented, you know, and I think that was definitely, you know, a big thing for us, getting stops, kind of killing the head of the snake. Miles did have a solid game. You know, he's playing well as well. But, you know, I think it starts with those two go-getters, man. And, you know, when you have Mike and Royce guarding it the way they did, and obviously it's no secret Rudy's down there dominant as ever. But I think especially those two making it tough on the two guards, the two guys who get the offense going throughout the whole game. Got to give them credit.
When Rudy goes to the line, much more confident are you today than you were when you first got into the league?
I would say, I don't mean this disrespectfully, I would say a lot. You know, I think a lot of it was because I see the work and the progress that went into it. You know, when you first get here, you know, the free throws weren't his strong suit. You know, finishing wasn't nice. Seeing him finish, you're seeing him confidently get up there. And I think, you know, you just see it. He shoots those free throws. He's working on them, you know, because we're throwing him the ball. I think a lot more this year than we have in recent years. So now he's getting fouled. Now he's punishing these switches. And, you know, if they want to do that, you know, not so much just during regular season, but during playoffs, if they want to, you know, foul him and put him on the line, he's got to be able to hit like he did tonight. And, you know, he's got to continue to do that. And, you know, we see the work that he's putting in, and it's showing now in front of everybody. But he's been putting the work in on that, in particular on free throws, because he understands that he's going to have to seal, punish switches, and get fouled and make the free throws.
He mentioned that, like, within the last couple of years, that he kind of broke down his free throw shot and rebuilt it back up to kind of change his form a little bit. Just kind of like, as an outside observer, just as a basketball player, how difficult is it to, like, kind of take away something that you do and remake it?
Especially coming from a jumper or a free throw, you know, if you're changing your base or changing that can take a while. That's not something that just happens like, oh, let me work on it from June to October and it'll be fixed. You know, it takes time, you know, and it takes going through rough patches. You know, I think that's something that people understand. Like, it's one thing to work and change, and, you know, you look at, for example, it's not the same, but for example, you look at Lonzo Ball, you know, how he's changed his over his career. It's not something that just happens, you know, overnight. So it's a mental battle, because it's not always going to be perfect, you know, going out there and continuing to find ways to put the work in and believing in it, you know, and he's believed in it, and he's showing it, and he's doing it, and they're falling.
Strange night. You guys shoot 35% from the field, 30% from three, but that's pretty much the good luck to look they're getting. Just kind of night that they're not really going as a pattern.
I mean, exactly. We couldn't kind of blow them out easily. We had a 20 points lead, but second half we couldn't hit any three. We missed a lot of free throws as well. But overall, double is double. I mean, it's not like we wanted, but at the end of the day, who cares?
You hit those two big threes down the stretch after they had come back and taken the lead. What was working for you in that situation?
I mean, Donovan had a great penetration. He gets to the paint and then he hit me. I was wide open on the right corner. I missed previous two from the same spot, but I'm confident taking my shot, and they were looking for me as well. I mean, they play whole game 1-3-1 defense, so they kind of wanted to slow us down. Like you mentioned before, we had a lot of wide open shot. We shot 53. So if we shoot it like we're usually shooting, it would be easy game for us. But I don't know. If you ask me, it's better that we won this way after losing two games straight, blowing out like 20 more than double-digit lead. So I think that it's better that we won this way.
Those couple of turnovers in the fourth quarter when they took the lead. Then Quin takes a timeout. And the timeout, is that just like everybody calm down kind of a moment, or what needs to be said? You guys are kind of a little loose with the ball.
I mean, it was kind of calm down the moment they were trying pressure us full court because they was desperate playing 2-2-1 full court zone. So instead of turnovers, Donovan and Mike start to attack them right away, and then how I got two threes, and Donovan and Mike had a couple free throws as well. So it's just to put a ball in their hands and make them make plays for themselves or for all of us.
When you catch, if you're going to do a dribble and a sidestep or a pump fake, or if you're going to go straight up, because you kind of mix it up a lot.
I mean, Rudy had a couple dunks, so Mike was playing on my side, pick and roll, strong side. So I think that Kelly was on me. He kind of pull in a little bit, and I had enough time to get the ball up right away. Especially I hit like I said, I hit a one from right corner before, so I knew that that kind of is going in.
Tonight down low, what was working so well for him?
I mean, they play small, and he was just dominating them. Like especially on the boards, he finished with a 20 or more boards. Couple offensive ones that were really important for us. But overall, he's doing his job every single game. So he's playing well. All right, yeah.
I thought the second quarter we weren't in sync, the way that we were the other three quarters, and I thought really the way that we came out, in the third and the fourth, for them to take a lead and for us to really dig in defensively, and to keep playing the right way. A lot of the shots we missed were, really clean, good threes, and then I thought, as they started to really stay home on the shooters, we were able to get to the rim. So just, I think the way that we played, particularly given the fact that, we didn't play that way in the second quarter. So to see our team respond, there were times when we almost overpassed. You could feel that, but usually, those shots are big shots, and there are shots, as I've said. Not as many of them went in tonight as typically, but I thought we kept playing the right way, and I thought it really showed on the defensive end too. We kept us connected. We bounced back. There was a couple turnovers that, what it looked like we had a real advantage and we're going to score in transition, and they ended up being, layups for them. So you look at some of those swings, and for us to overcome that, I thought shot a lot of, a lot of commitment and a lot of connectivity. During a time when you had, Rozier was hitting shots, they were getting some buckets off our turnover. So I liked our mental toughness in the second half.
Quin, Rudy Gobert set a career high, making 15 of 16 free throws. What did you think of just kind of the timeliness of some of those makes? They came at critical junctures in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that he got to the line 16 times, and I think that shows his balance and his patience. He's not just trying to get it up to the rim. He's more conscious of where his defender is, and so they were fouls. He was making them foul him, or he was going to dunk. And then to step to the line and have the confidence that he did, that's something that, that's been a big point of emphasis for him. Not just people on our staff saying that to him, but it's something that he's really internalized, and he works on it. So those are, particularly, when, it's maybe got a chance to be an and one, where it looks like he's going to dunk and he gets fouled, he goes to the line, he makes them both. There's a lift that takes place there. So it was really, really good to see. I thought, there was in my mind, again, there was a reason that he was getting fouled, because he's going up strong and going through people's arms as opposed to kind of trying to just get the ball up on the rim.
Watching Washington film, there were times where I thought you guys could have gotten him the ball and weren't able to, and then tonight you did, and then he was able to do stuff on the short roll and, like you said, get to the line. Was that an emphasis before the game, or is that something that just kind of happened based on the way
I think, the short roll, particularly when they're switching, or blitzing, is just there. And, I thought at the beginning of the game, he made the right play. And Rudy, like a lot of us during the second quarter, I thought we had a lead, and it became a little more about kind of individual guys making a play. But for the most part, and I think you saw that in the second half, that there was a focus on that. He finished his roll and got to the rim when he didn't have the short roll, and that's really big. When our bigs stop in the middle of the lane and try to seal, we don't have driving lanes, and ironically, they don't get the ball because there's people that are behind them. But when they fight for the rim, there's times when they get held and fouled, but to not allow that to deter you. And then the floor's really spread out, I think, and that shows by, the shots we got from three. So our guys are focused on getting into him. I think we've gotten better. One, we're giving, the passers an opportunity to hit him high, where only he can get it, and then he's keeping it high, as opposed to sealing, and not really having a target, because he's got to break his seal in order to catch the ball. So I think on both ends, guys making the right read to see him and see him quickly. If you wait, the help comes and he's not there, and that that's going to happen too. Sometimes the help is packed in, and then we got to make the same read and hit the corner. But I think that's something our team wants to do, and I think our execution in those situations has gotten better. And I think it continue to get better because of kind of fundamentally the way we're going about it.
Particular stand out about that 20-2 Charlotte run in the fourth quarter, aside from you guys needing to make more shots?
We were getting really good looks, and then it's kind of we were getting good looks and missing, and they were making some shots, particularly Rozier hit some shots, and then we turned the ball over. There was 4 or 6 points that we just handed to them. When we might have been able to get something really easy on the other end. Sometimes if you get something easy, that next 3 goes in. But they're a good offensive team, and I think when we did get a little bit of a lead, you start to get more aggressive shooting the ball and attacking. I'm saying Charlotte, because you feel the game and you feel like you need to attack, and that's what they did. Ball hit a couple tough floaters. He can make that shot, but that's not an easy shot. And as I said, we gave up a couple threes and we handed him a couple layups when we turned it over. I think all those things compounded to lead to that run.
Sorry about that, Coach. Is there any concern that you guys are building double-digit leads in not even multiple games, like it's a pattern where you guys are building double-digit leads and surrendering them? Is there some emphasis in trying to put those games away?
That was halftime as much as anything, right? When you score 18 points or whatever it was, 19 in the second quarter, 18, 19, I can't even read it. That's what's going to happen, and the more that we're conscious of making quick decisions, I think that connects us. And the defense, is the important thing to stymie those runs. You know, it's instead of a 12-point run, it's an 8-point run, and you know that those 2 buckets, those 4 points make a difference. You know, especially if you hit a shot. But to me, it's less about, you know, 12, 10, 14, as it is about what are we doing, you know, that's allowing that to happen. And that's why, you know, I was so pleased in the second half. The way that we played, you know, those runs, that one run came, obviously, but I didn't feel like it was the same as it was earlier in the game. We were playing the right way. As I said, there were times where I think we passed up a better shot, you know, just to move the ball. And, you know, I know, you know, I'll never complain about that, you know, because I think that unselfishness is something that really permeates our group. And I thought Donovan was on the rim for a layup and he kicked it to the corner, you know, but that's who we are. And I think our guys take pride in that. And the more we play that way, I think the less we'll see those types of runs.
Those couple of turnovers back-to-back in the fourth quarter, and then a timeout after that, is that just like a moment where you're like, all right, compose yourselves? Or what needs to be done in that moment?
Yeah, I think sometimes the timeout will help you get to the next play. And, you know, there's certain mistakes because of what the potential is on the other end that you feel them even more. Where you go from feeling like you've got numbers and you're going to score to all of a sudden they lay it in, and that can be deflating. So, you know, sometimes a timeout will help you collect yourself and just understand it's like, you know, can't make that play, but you know, we're going to get out there and, you know, we're playing pretty good outside of that. So let's get focused back on the way we're playing and not that specific play.